Thank you, Finn. So I'm back, and this time to announce the results of the Yes Pitch competition. But just before I do, I just want to remind everyone about our goal, or ESOMAR's goal, to include young professionals, more young professionals on our stages, on our committees, and really within our community, whether that's writing, that's vlogging, that's blogging, that's speaking, giving us advice. So I'd really like to encourage you all. We have 2 more events this year, Global Qualitative in Porto this November, and Big Data World in New York at the end of November. The programs are pretty finalized, but there's still pitches open, so get those young voices out there. And in 2018, we'll be rolling out the pitch competition again. So please, if you're 35 or under, have something to say, please submit. Or tell your colleagues who are 35 and under to please submit and get involved with the Young SMR Society. But without further ado, I'd love to put those Haka skills that we learned on day 1 yesterday to use. So if we could all just stomp with our feet, a little bit of a drum roll. And so I'd love to announce the winner of the 2017 Yes competition, who is Stephanie Pineda from Cantor Millward Brown. So if you'd like to come up, we've already given her a warm welcome, and I'll leave it to you. Good luck.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, I have the fancy mic now. Hi, I'm Stephanie Pineda. Thanks for everyone who voted for me. I hope I do justice. Okay. Once upon a time, when researchers wanted to ask people's opinions on something, they asked it like this. Respondents are to fill in a box like this. I think it served its purpose. But isn't it getting old now? I mean, who would want to put their expressions and feelings inside a box? We just do that when we break up with people. We shove every memory and feelings inside a box. I think it's time to push that aside and break up with this box as well. With all, in this day and age, with all the technology out there, is this really the best way to get people's opinions on something? I don't think so. So I thought, how about we replicate how we communicate nowadays when we do our research, when we talk to respondents? Then that reminded me of how my communication with my friends and family has changed over time. When I was growing up in Philippines, my mom was working in Saudi Arabia. Back then, we could only send letters and photos to each other using the post or her friends. Occasionally, we could also talk to each other using the telephone, but with limited time because it's expensive. Eventually, mobile phones came along. Then we could start sending texts to each other, but also expensive, so again, limited. Then internet came. Getting in touch became a lot easier. But oh boy, when instant messenger came, I started getting loads of messages from her. Before I knew it, she sends me this, stickers and emojis. So that's when I realized how fun and easy instant messenger really is. It is so user-friendly, it cuts across demographics, and it's also internationally available. So that's when I wanted to check the numbers. Apparently, Facebook announced this year that Messenger and WhatsApp already has 1.2 billion users each. Assuming that those are unique users, that's like, what, 1/3 of the world's population. That's a lot. So that's when I decided that we should take advantage of this technology in our surveys. Replace the old fill-in-the-box format into something more modern, dynamic, and familiar. So my theory was that instant messenger is a better approach than the old fill-in-the-box format. But as any good researcher would, we would need to check that theory. We would need to test whether instant messenger is really better. So we did that by starting off with the qualitative usability testing, checking how respondents react to the instant messenger approach. And do you know what they said? They actually loved it. They said it's more personalized, more interactive, more fun. When was the last time they said that about our surveys? Not just that, they also said that they end up saying more and end up being more honest with us. I think that was really the biggest feedback from that test. In fact, they said they no longer see it as a question and answer form, but an actual conversation. And because it's just natural conversation, it's as if they're talking to their friends and families. It's as if they don't have to use formal language. And because it is a natural conversation, they end up being more honest with us. They don't feel like they have to say the right things. And with them being more honest with us, that just gives us authentic data. And isn't that what research is for, to get authentic data? It actually reminded me of dating apps like Tinder. Do you know what the common denominator is across successful dating apps? It's not the algorithm on how they pair up people, but it's how they have the means to talk to each other before they meet. And because it's in a messenger approach, it provides them some sort of security that they can be themselves without feeling judged or corrected, because they're not too exposed, so that they can just be themselves. And I think the messenger approach, when we use it in our surveys, we also give that same security to our respondents. Now that we know that respondents love it, is that enough? Of course not. We should also quantify the results. So that's why we run some pilots to make sure that instant messenger is really better in a quantifiable and scalable way. And the pilots revealed that we can get up to 10 more words in questions where respondents can elaborate more. That's what, they can already come up with another sentence with that. And not just that, we also saw an increase of up to 20% in respondents' participation. So aside from better data, yes, there's more, we can also ask smarter follow-up questions. Say, identify if the response is gibberish, we can ask something like, come on, I want to know what you really think. The tool also allows us to use emojis. So respondents can punctuate their sentences with emoticons. So it's just visual language adding more depth in our data. All these results to better engagement from our respondents, which provides better insights into what they really think. You know, what's truly visionary about this is not about the tool being amazing, but it is amazing. But it's also reminding us to go beyond the fill-in-the-box format or any box or limitation market research may bring to us. It reminds us to continuously evolve the data collection so that it mirrors what people actually use in their daily lives, making data more natural and authentic. Thank you.
Actually, you can stay on stage. So we'd just like to, on behalf of ESOMAR and the Young ESOMAR Society, we'd like to present you with an official certificate. And alongside that actually comes a surprise prize of 200 euros. Ooh. So congratulations. She did a great job, right?
Take a photo, Stephanie.